This series is the Environmental Detox. Some of us don't need a new plan. We need a new environment because clutter isn't always about the actual stuff that's cluttering our space. Clutter and hoarding and lots of stuff is sometimes about unprocessed decisions or unfulfilled decisions or decisions we don't even want to address or conversations we don't even want to have. It's a sweater that you don't wear but you keep because you might need it one day. It's a stack of papers you keep moving from one corner to the next. It's the drawer you don't open because you already know what's in there. Or it's the drawer that's so cluttered with the junk drawer or even the hoarding of clothes and things and buying things that excessively that you know you don't need or you could never ever wear it. It's the having tags on stuff. It's the I'm going to save this perfume for the special day. And I want to say this with love and grace in this space. Sometimes the mess and or the disorganization isn't about being undisciplined. It's grief, it's transition, it's overwhelmed, it's unprocessed trauma. It's our nervous system saying, can't take one more decision, so I'm not going to make it. But here's the problem: when your space is chaotic, our mind has to stay on alert. Our body keeps scanning, our brain keeps calculating, and the quiet we need to heal never fully arrives. So today, we're doing an environmental detox. Our closet, our office, my podcast space, your digital space. This is not about perfection. This is not to impress anybody, but this is to create room for the version of you and I that we are shifting into and leaning into, repairing, rebuilding, and restoring. Hey y'all, I'm Madison Samone Chase, also known as Miss Chase. I was raised by an incredible single mom who's my biggest fan and my BFF for real. I am a certified celebrity personal trainer, fitness and wellness expert, and sports and entertainment media host. I was born in Fort Worth, Texas, raised in Dallas, built in Los Angeles. I trained at Juilliard School of American Ballet, becoming the world's only three-time ESPN Miss Fitness champion, appearing in more than 450 fitness DVDs and infomercials. And the first of the 450 was led by the celebrity trainer and the GOAT, Gunnar Peterson, who's known for training the Kardashian family. As a certified celebrity personal trainer, some of my most notable clients include Robert Pattinson of Twilight and Batman, Chris Tucker of Rush Hour, and Amber Riley of Glee. As a sports and entertainment media host, some of my favorite red carpet moments include chatting with Richard Branson, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Emma Stone, Viola Davis, Tiana Taylor, and Tyler Perry, Justin Baldoni, and Issa Rae, to name a few. I share my accomplishments not out of ego, but to honor the millions of sacrifices my mom planted so that I could blossom and flourish into the woman I am still becoming. So if you're listening and or watching, pull up a digital chair, grab yourself a cup of hot or cold herbal tea, and welcome to my cozy home of Cut to the Chase at 8. A 15-minute micro learning moment for macro living. And I am so overjoyed that you are here because this is where we explore and lean into life with our lived experiences, yours and mine, where we invite lots of grace in this space because we are living in some really interesting times. We chat all about spirit, mind, and body health because that is ultimately our wealth in microdoses for macro living. Make sure you join me just twice daily for 15 minutes at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, because this is your 15-minute chance for your daily pause, for a cause, for clarity, wellness, and intentional decision making, and giving yourself grace in this space because how we start our day and how we end it matters. Each episode, my offer to you is 3 keys and 1 question to sit with, and hopefully encourage you to give yourself space for something practical, something grounded, and something we could carry with us throughout our day. So, wherever you're listening from, I want you to turn it up and tune in. And if anything you hear today pricks your heart or lights a spark, I'd love for you to subscribe and share this with someone you care about. And please leave a 5-star rating if you feel led and a comment so that this becomes a dialogue and not just a monologue. Let's start by taking a breath together. We're going to inhale for 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's lean into today's episode of Cut to the Chase at 8. Let's cut the noise. Let's get clear. Let's get ready, set, grow, and go, and be great. The title for today's episode in this series is Environmental Detox. That is the series. So we're going to start here because this space is not neutral, right? Your space is not neutral. And our space, part 1, is a mirror and a message. And what is it communicating to you? Because your closet, it tells a story. What you've outgrown, what you're still attached to, and what version of you that you want to keep just in case, or what version of you only deserves to wear certain things, special things for special occasions. And what does your office tell you? What story is it telling you? What you're prioritizing, what you and I are procrastinating on, and what we're tolerating. And let's talk about our creative space. For me, that is my podcast space. It tells a story too. Are you set up to create with ease? Or do you fight your environment every time you want to show up to create? And here's a gentle truth for both of us to lean into. If we take 20 minutes, 15 minutes, just to clear a surface before we begin, are we losing energy before we even start? So let's lean into the closet we keep avoiding, the I'll get to it later pile, the junk drawer, the workplace that never feels ready, but it affects our mood, our focus, our confidence. And when we get ready to go somewhere, it also affects that space too, and that energy in our nervous system when we're getting ready to go and it's so unorganized. Because our environment doesn't just hold our stuff, it holds our attention, it holds our memories, and it also holds our nervous system. And if part of this detox season is releasing what keeps holding you backwards, then this is the stuff that we need to address right now in the present. Which brings me to key number 1. Our environment is feedback. Our space is speaking. And sometimes it's speaking really loudly. Now the question is, are we listening? If we want a real reset, we have to listen to what our space is telling us. And not with shame, but with curiosity, with compassion, with clarity, and with my favorite word, lots of grace in literally this space. And literally whatever space you're in. Which brings me to part 2. Clutter is delayed closure. Let me say that again. Part 2. Clutter is delayed closure. Let's talk about what clutter really is. Clutter is often the suppressed conversations that you first need to have with yourself and not with the people that weigh in with your counsel of people that you go in to get an opinion first before you actually have closure with someone. And it's also the decisions we haven't made yet. It's the chapter we haven't ended. It's the identity that we haven't released. What identity are you still holding on to? And sometimes, especially if you're struggling with certain areas of yourself that may be insecure, like for a lot of people, especially for a lot of us, we have this vision of what we want our life to be or what we think it should be. And then when it doesn't look like that, it could be anything. It could be a relationship, it could be kids, it could be weight loss. If you lost weight and then gained it back, and then you have this version of yourself that is no longer the version of yourself. So grieving those two could be something that we need to release. And sometimes we keep things because we're sentimental. And that's what I call myself, the sentimental keeper of things. And sometimes we keep things because we're scared. Sometimes we keep things because we don't trust ourselves that there is more to come, that there is a future. And we could never move forward if we're looking in the rearview mirror all the time. You can't look forward. So let's think about it, right? If we keep clothes that don't fit because we're holding on to an old body, if we keep papers because we're afraid we'll need them, if we keep gifts from people who hurt us because we want to look grateful, oh, no, no, I get rid of things. When I sever relationships with people and it is done, I sell things or I give them away or I throw them in the trash. Like, that is a releasing process. And sometimes we keep things that remind us of a season we've outgrown because letting go feels like admitting it's over. And sometimes admitting it's over is where we start to embrace and open our hands for what God has purpose for us and what we're supposed to receive. And so I want to honor something. Letting go is emotional. It's not just practical. And so this is why this environmental detox is part of the final reset, because we can't rebuild with both hands full. If we're holding our hands closed and we don't release the thing that we need to release and let go, we'll never open up our hands to receive what is purpose for us. So let's ask ourselves, is there something that you've kept too long? Is there something or someone or a situation or an environment that represents a season, a relationship, a dream? And how would you feel if you finally released it and let it go? And let it go so that you could open yourself for the future. And embracing it kind of like the pursuit of happiness. Like, we're living in some pursuit of happiness times. Like, how do you embrace the adventure that's ahead? So what clutter does to your mind? Clutter makes your mind do constant background work. Even if you're not thinking about it consciously, your body is saying, my system needs to stay on. I got to process all these things. This is kind of like your computer. Your computer, if you have a million tabs open, I know I do this often. And then my Apple starts to render. It's like, I can't think. You have me doing too much. And that's kind of what your physical space is doing. So instead of asking, do I need this? Let's try asking, what does this cost me to keep it? It costs me in space, it costs me in time, it costs me in attention, it costs me in my spirit, and it costs me in peace. Which brings me to key number 2. Clutter is delayed decisions. Closure creates clarity. Every time you decide to keep something, donate it, release it, trash it, burn it, we are practicing closure. And closure is a form of self-respect. Not only self-respect, but also love. Loving yourself. Which brings me to part 3. Order is nervous system care. Now, here's where this gets real. Order isn't about being neat. Order is about regulation and regulating our nervous system. A regulated environment supports a regulated nervous system. And when our nervous system is regulated, we make better decisions, we're clearer, we create more space, and we rest deeper. Let's talk about our closet. A closet that's overloaded creates friction. You start your day being irritated. You start your day trying on 5 different things, and you don't feel good. You're unsettled. And if you're living in chaos, what do you expect your internal world to be and your external expression to be? Let's talk about our office. If your desk is chaotic and cluttered, your brain never gets a visual exhale. If paperwork is everywhere, your attention is everywhere. And let's talk about your creative space. For me, that is my podcast space and digital creation space. If you hunt for a tripod, your mic, your charger, you're draining your creative energy before you even press record. Your filming setup, if you're a photographer, if you're a filmmaker or a writer, what we lose, we can't find what we need. And what can change for us when we create a simple system. And this is why the detoxing our environment and our space is why we sometimes need support and how it can become your support. And we're not asking for perfection. We're just asking for a system. And a system is simple. And that's what belongs here. I do this first, and I can reset this in 5 minutes. And that's how we stop living in reaction. And that's how we start living in a rhythm, which brings me to key number 3. Let's protect our nervous system because our nervous system can help us reduce stress and anxiety. And having a nervous system that is steeped in constant chaos can lead to cardiovascular issues. And we know what some of those are: heart attack and stroke. So when we build a system, we reduce decisions. We reduce decisions, and then we can reduce fatigue. And when we reduce fatigue, we could reclaim our capacity. Our capacity is what we need for the rebuild. So here's a simple reset for the next 24 hours. And just keep it light. I want you to choose one zone. I'm doing this with you. This is not just about me sharing what you should do, but this is also about what I'm doing as well. Not your whole house, just one zone, one drawer, one shelf, one corner, one bag, and one section of your closet. Step number 2, set a timer for 15 minutes. This is the cut to the chase at 8 style. Micro dose for macro living for macro impact. Number 3, use the 3 pile rule. Keep it, donate it, or release it. Number 4, create one home base today. Home base for your keys, home base for your filming gear, home base for your chargers, home base for your planner. Because when everything has a place, your mind stops searching. And I want you to share in the comments, what zone are you choosing today? And then share, what is your home base that you're rebuilding? And then I invite you all to do that. So we're going to be doing this together. And our one reflection question: what area of my space reflects what I'm avoiding? And what is my one 15-minute reset that I'm willing to do today? So before you go, I just want to say thank you from the bottom and top of my heart. It is always an honor and a pleasure sharing this time with you. And thank you for continuing to give yourself grace in this space with me today. And I am genuinely thankful you chose to step into this cozy digital home with me. So before you head out, let's quickly revisit our 3 keys and one question to reflect on from today's episode. Key number 1, your environment, my environment, is feedback. Our space is speaking. And the question is, are we listening? Are you listening? Key number 2, clutter is delayed decisions. Closure can create clarity. Key number 3, order protects our nervous system. Our nervous system can reduce stress. And our one question to sit with: what area of my space reflects what I'm avoiding? And what is the one 15-minute reset I am willing to do today? So if today's episode offered you clarity, insight that pricked your heart or lit a spark, I'd love for you to subscribe and share this with someone you care about, and leave a comment or a 5-star rating if you feel led. And please leave a comment and let me know what area you're focusing on today, and answer those 2 questions, because it's going to help this space to grow, and we're going to do this together. And before you go, I want to extend a gentle invitation for 2 things. I have a free community. It is in the description link of the Buzzsprout description for this episode. And then there is the C3, the free community on Facebook. It's her circle, and when men start to join, it will be his circle as well. But this is the C3. This is the cut, to the Chase at 8, the Chasers Champion Circle, founding member, and the foundational community will basically help to grow this space and shape this space for what this podcast will become, what it will become. So thank you for joining me here twice a day for our daily 15-minute micro dose for macro living. We're going to close with one breath together. Inhale for 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. and again at 8 p.m. Central. I am Madison Samone Chase, and this is Cut to the Chase. We are ready, set to grow and grow. And let's be clear and let's be great. Blessings to you and yours. Until tomorrow.